Is
It started.
Yeah, no, it's
Not starting?
Yeah.
We're going?
We're going. We're going.
So you're saying about Marn's
Yeah, Marn's leg.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you got not near. It even autocorrected Marn's leg on Google.
What is Marn's leg?
So do you know Marn?
No.
Okay, fighting
Like
player.
All right,
he's
so
a-
give the
fighting
Marn
player.
context.
I'm like very worried about the way this game
Most
is.
notable,
like,
I guess, Marvel
fine.
3. I guess.
Do you want
probably.
to sit like closer or?
Why? What are you worried about?
No, I just feel.
It is kind of extended.
All right.
Also,
it's
Well,
probably
like we
'cause
we could move this box.
Nah, it's
closer.
fine.
Is that what we did before?
Alright.
So
I think we did move the box.
you know Marn, right?
No.
Oh, you know Marn.
I know Marn.
Yeah, so Marn's, I'd say most notable for like Marvel 3.
Oh,
Probably.
and gambling debts.
What?
We'll get to it. We'll get to
But
it.
Marvel,
Yeah,
Marvel,
yeah,
right?
Okay, Marvel 3.
Multiplayer, pretty popular in the community just because he's like a cool guy, apparently.
Apparently.
There's a really good video of him
but
having a foot race with Flo.
Yeah, but oh yeah, yeah, the one with the tumble over. Who tumbles over? Who wins that race? Because someone tumbles over.
It's Marn who falls over straight away.
Yeah. So he posted a image of like, hey, I've got this like thing going with my leg, like to the internet, which is something you never do. And if you're at Squeamish, look away. But like, if you Google
This is
Marn's
not
leg,
a video podcast.
That's so gnarly.
That's Marn's leg.
That's really
If you guys just
fucking
Google
bad.
Marn's leg,
How
it's
do you
the first-
spell Mon for the viewers?
M-A-R-N.
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 yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so
M-A-R-N,
Mon's leg.
Marn's leg. It's
Oh
disgusting.
my
So welcome to the podcast,
God.
everyone. Episode 3.
Why did he post that? Why didn't he go to the doctor?
He did, and he had like full on gangrene.
Oh,
awful.
That's really bad.
Oh,
yeah.
but like, how did he let it get there? I have so many questions.
Everyone did. We are not privy to his many big details.
We should get him on the podcast.
I will not insult the man.
We should get him on the podcast.
And I'm glad he's doing better now because it got like.
Do you
shit.
think we'll have time to do like a special edition version of this for Second Wind?
No,
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 Probably
I want to
not.
enjoy Second Wind.
That's true.
I don't want to do.
We could do something on the Thursday though.
No,
No,
first day's gonna be like the best day, because that's when
but like
Dragon Ball's
think
happening.
like okay, maybe we won't. But like, if we could get anyone who's coming to Second Wind as a guest, who would we get?
There's a few bangers.
That's gonna be such like a.
There's Rangchu.
Put like
Lug would be fun.
put like Lug and Rangchu in the same room.
Oh, if we get Rangchu, that'd be sick.
Yeah, Rangchu and Lug.
We'd actually get notoriety.
Yeah, Rangchu, Lug, and like Charlotte on the pod.
Yeah,
we just replace
just step
you
off.
two.
Yeah, we step off.
No,
I think
I
that's
don't
shit
want
to
to.
do.
I don't know anything about like Tekken.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Oh, all right.
Lug can yell with anyone. Anyway, if you're listening, Lug, love you, buddy. Please come on second one. I think he's coming.
Please,
He's coming, yeah.
Shut up, yeah.
please
I
learn
think
how to jump in a combo.
I'm like 90% certain he's coming.
So yeah, welcome to the pod. It's pretty early for our pod.
We're all
feel
real
pretty-
tired.
A little bit later.
Well,
low
we're tired.
energy.
Why
I'm
are we
low
tired?
energy.
Why are we tired?
Why are
Logan?
we tired, Charlotte?
Yeah.
So this is this game called Street Fighter 4 Remix. So it's a mod of Street Fighter 4.
2.0.
2.0.
I didn't realize that.
Yep.
And there's a character called Boxer or Balrog, and he's very silly in that game, and that he depletes your health bar in about 2 combos.
Yeah,
How does he
so-
deplete your health bar?
So I can give you the more context.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
go on.
in Street Fighter, Balrog, Boxer, whatever you want to call him, has a move called turnaround punch, tap, for short. He's had it since I believe the beginning. He's always had it. And he held.
Yeah, I remember seeing Super Turbo is broken. There's
Yep.
just talks about you can hold the 3 buttons
Yep.
and you just get really
It's in
powerful.
4. It's in 5. It's in every game he's in.
Wait, so sorry, does he have to hold 3 buttons in every other game?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was a Super Turbo only thing.
No, it's a thing he got and then he just kept it.
Well, I'll just quickly interrupt. So in Super Turbo, it's always optimal to give up your kick buttons to.
No,
It's pretty bad.
it's pretty bad.
No, wait, really?
Yeah.
In most games, it's not the greatest. There's applications in 5.
But in Super Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo,
It's pretty fine.
I remember seeing in the video.
I'm not a Super Turbo head. I
Yeah.
wouldn't dare dream
Balrog, with Balrog, you're better off going for throw loops anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. It has application, but yeah, Balrog's throw loops are insanely good in Super Turbo.
Throw loops into the
but
charge.
in other games, it's not worth it to give up your kick buttons.
In 5, it's got use case. In 4, it's also got use case. It's dependent. They balanced it a bit. They balanced the games in general a bit better after Super Turbo. But
Which is crazy, by the way, because they re-released Street Fighter 2 so many times, you'd think they'd fucking balance the... Anyway.
yeah, not with the team that had.
It's my turn.
Wait, you almost?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for context, we're also just passing around like
yeah.
a pop filter.
Yeah. So I'm a bit louder today. That's why I'm louder usually. Anyway.
It's like a fluffy little thing.
But yeah, in SF4 Remix, they basically just like up the cap on the amount of damage and how long you can hold it for. So I think before the cap was like 5 seconds. So it's not too long. In Remix, like 10 seconds. And the damage goes up quite high. To the point where you're doing like 70-80% combos with most characters. And in Akuma's case, you can do like TODM. And I play Balrog in Remix because he's really fun. He's not a
Is that what you call it?
he's not a motion character. He's not a charge character. He's a motion character, which changes a lot about him. And you can just kind of go in. A lot of things about Remix. Go play it. Fun. It's the only fun version of 4.
I will definitely say,
you're really
aside from
underselling
playing
like the
against-
degenerate aspects.
Yeah,
of,
no,
of
let them discover it.
Before I played against Balrog, 4 Remix was the most fun I'd had at playing a traditional fighter.
Yeah.
Or an anime fighter, or whatever you want to call it. The other day I called it a traditional fighter and people got mad because there's air dashes and apparently that makes it not a traditional
so
fighter.
funny.
I mean, the traditional fighter is like the difference between like Smash and Street Fighter or whatever. Like, and then from there you have your ground based fighters, and then you like fucking air dashes and all that
Can
shit.
you name a
tag fighters.
non-ground based fighter? Can you name a non-ground based? I was going to say Twinkle Star Sprites.
Toho also.
Yeah.
Which Toho? There's a lot of different Toho fighting games.
Yeah, but they all are not really ground based.
I guess not.
There's one that's literally no ground. Like the ground is the middle, and then you just go up or down.
Wait, that's actually hype.
It's the one we put in for
Oh,
Chicken Wing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, no. We're getting off topic. So yeah, we've been playing. And I wanted to challenge myself to try to take a game off your Balrog.
Yeah.
I didn't succeed. There was 50 games.
Can I say that again for the viewers? How many? 50?
50.
50 games.
50 0. I took
yeah.
0 games.
Yeah.
I took 4 rounds, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
One of them was a perfect as well.
Yeah.
So
So that means something?
When I don't block and just hold up, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't seem very. Multiple people told me to just pick a different character, which I play Chun-Li for reference because I think she's fun. She has fun air dashes. She has quick light kick.
Yep.
That is quite fun.
She's got a really good anti-air. She's got a really silly projectile where it
She
stays out
can-
on the screen
Yeah,
before.
she can whiff
going
cancel
out.
DP. A lot of whiff cancels.
She's really fun.
Yeah.
With cancelling into air
I
dash.
had a lot of fun.
Whiff cancel DP into air dashes.
Yeah, that's a whole...
Yeah, no, I love that. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And then you just like do like a falling button into DP again, air dash cancel. You can do that over and over again.
Yeah, it's great. No, so I didn't take a single game. I think by the end you looked very tired.
Yeah, I mean, like I can play 50 games of pretty basically anything as long as like I enjoy it, and I enjoy Street Fighter 4 Remix. The issue is like when your opponent is giving no feedback to you, it's like playing versus a computer that's set to like very easy.
What feedback did you want? I was losing.
Any
so I couldn't-
adaptation whatsoever.
I was trying. You cannot tell me I wasn't adapting.
You weren't adapting.
That's like blatantly false because at the start, game 1, I did not know how to block your overhead
Okay.
low.
Like that's not
medium.
adaptation. That's like learning fundamental game aspects. Like I don't know if you can call like, oh yeah, when I first learned when I jumped on for the first 5 minutes, I adapted to the situation of how to press the punch button.
No, but then I
wouldn't call that
started
adaptation.
incorporating her fucking anti-airs and stuff
Yep.
and heavy punches.
And then you just kind of stopped
No, I got tired
of losing.
of existing.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, in general, like I like fighting games where like my opponent like adapts and able to like succeed in the adaptation. Because if you adapt and like still lose, it's not really adaptation. It's just like changing how you're losing.
You know, this is a shit on
This is
Charlotte
why Pokemon CC is one of
If
the
I
best
win a
fighting
50-0,
games
I
ever
think I
made.
deserve a little bit of shit on for like one podcast.
Oh.
Anyway,
Next week, 50 more games.
I've been playing a cool game.
What have you been
I
playing?
haven't been playing.
So the devs of Patapon are releasing a new game called Ratatan, and the demo,
I've heard of this.
and the demo came
it's
out.
Definitely, I'm assuming they don't have permission from PlayStation to call it Patapon because it literally looks like Patapon.
Don't need to when
Don't
you call
need
it Ratatan and
Yeah.
and make the logo identical to Patapon's, which is so funny.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the title and you squint, it just says Patapon, which is really funny.
Yeah, no, it's like it's not Patapon, guys. Come on.
Anyway, game is really good. The demo's only out right now, so the first 2 levels. But the entire structure of Patapon's kind of changed. It's now a roguelike.
Whoa.
Really interesting decision. I don't really like roguelikes, but they made it work, I think, in my opinion.
Okay, I will say this. I've only seen gameplay of Patapon. I've never played it, but I will tell you my first introduction to Patapon if you like.
Sure.
This wonderful, wonderful fighting game released simultaneously for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita.
Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it.
Top tier fighting game, best of all time.
PlayStation All Stars
Battle
Battle
Royale.
Royale.
Everyone
Let's
stop
go.
listening. Everyone stop listening.
Turn it off.
I will not stand for any... I will not stand.
Listen,
Game's good.
It's not good.
Game's good.
It's not. You can't just say game's
Shut
good
up.
and it's a piece of shit.
Shut up.
No.
No. Say what you will. about.
You want me to say what
No, I
I will
actually
about
don't. It was kind of
PlayStation All
rhetorical.
Stars Battle Royale?
Say what you will about the formula and
The
the
true
gameplay
evolution
loop.
of the plat fighter.
The best part
You know
of
what?
that
I'll give
game.
you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you
The
that.
best part of that game, undeniably, is the stages.
Is infinite stalling
Yeah.
with
So the
Parappa.
stages in PlayStation
Right.
All Stars are actually very unique
Yeah.
in that they always start as one game and they get invaded by another game. And
Yeah.
It's actually really
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
It's like a cool feature they had in Ultimate before everyone decided it wasn't.
What? It's not an
tournament viable.
ultimate. Do you mean stage morph? Because that's
Stage
not the
morph,
same
yeah.
thing. That's
It's-
not the same thing.
On
The two
in
stages don't interact.
In principle, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
with a few extra steps.
Anyway, so there's the Hades stage.
Mhm.
That gets invaded by Patapon.
Yeah.
It's actually really cute. But there
Yeah.
are some other cute ones.
That Loco Roco stage is like
invaded by-
impossible to play on.
Yeah, yeah.
That Loco Roco stage is like bullshit.
most
to play
of,
on.
most of the stages are terrible. Yeah. No, but like terrible gameplay wise.
Yeah,
But like a Loco Roco gets invaded by what is it? Some really dramatic like.
yeah.
Is it the Giz? No.
I think it might be- it's-
What, like Killzone?
Killzone.
It might, I think it might be killed.
Yeah, it might be Killzone.
Anyway,
Because
and then some other ones.
gets invaded by Revengeance, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But
And
the
then Master
building gets
Onion
sliced
gets
down,
really
right?
big and he
Yeah,
kicks
yeah,
the
yeah.
robot.
Yeah, sick.
What else is there? I'm trying to think. But Nathan Drake gets invaded by.
Oh, funny.
Oh, Ape Escape gets invaded by like a giant spider that I don't remember what it was from. I still don't.
Yeah. Anyway, Patapon.
Yeah, PlayStation.
How's does the strategy
sorry,
stuff
yeah.
still carry over?
So it's like it keeps the core part of Patapon where it's like little dudes and you command them with Patapon. In which case, Ratatatatata.
That's very funny.
But there's a bunch of differences. Like one, you have a guy on the screen now, so you have like a guy you control. What?
I think so. You have a gun.
You're gonna put it for?
Don't do that. Seriously, it's gonna mess with audio.
Yeah, don't. In so Patapon, you're like an omnipotent figure. In Ratatan, you're like a guy on the screen,
Mhm.
Yep.
and you can take damage and die. Your little guys respawn if you stay alive. And you have like a jump button, which replaces one of my biggest criticisms is they replace one of the buttons with like a jump button. So there's only 3 instead of 4 buttons that you can use for the music.
Commands, yeah.
They still make it fine, like
Okay.
it works fine.
Couldn't they have just made it like a trigger for jump?
They could have, but they like the 4 button thing. I understand what they do with it. And you can jump, and you can play like your jump can like eventually place bombs and shit. It's got some stuff. I think it's good. I'm looking forward to the full release because I think they need to add more stuff to do. Because like there's like right now there's like you have your basic commands, but there's no like. Patapon had like a few extra like funny commands that you could do, and right now they just have like attack, block, and then they have the 2 special moves you can use.
Yeah.
And I feel like an extra like something.
Maybe some kind of village with like a narrator that you could like interact with NPCs and give
Oh,
them
they-
like little
yeah.
collectibles.
Yeah, they have that.
Oh, okay. They got
It's like a robot.
they got the Bastion village. All right,
yeah.
cool.
And you can pick like 4 different characters, and they each have like special like passives and stuff.
Uh huh.
There's stuff like they've put a lot into it, and I think it looks fantastic. Yeah, go play Rattan demo. It's really good. That's what I'm up to.
Nice. I will probably give it a shot when it's
Yeah.
fully released.
The demo's pretty short. So if
Does
you want,
it like still keep like the army building strategy kind of
Yeah.
vibe to it? Okay.
It's they do the thing where it's like it starts off small, and right now I think you can max out like 3
Okay.
like choices.
Okay.
But they have like weapon crafting now.
Okay.
This is a weird
That's
thing to
neat.
add, and it's really basic, but
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's something.
It's something.
Yeah.
You can melt down weapons to give more to get more things.
Okay.
And different Patapon leaders can have different units. Like the guy I'm playing has spears and arrows, spears and bows, and other people have other things. And you can mix and match. There's no like you don't level up just one character. You just like pick a commander and then pick a dude. You're good to go.
Oh, so did the commanders have like unique skills?
Yep. And they're pretty strong too.
Okay. Well, like, can you give me an example? Are they like all passives or? Some,
I think they're all
kind of
passives.
actives?
I only played the one guy, and I forget what he actually had.
Okay.
I just like picked him. I'm like, oh, you look cute. I didn't really, but I looked into it after I finished. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. I didn't really keep note of them, but they seem pretty useful.
Sick.
Yeah. It's a good game.
What have you been doing, Charlotte?
I've been doing over the past.
What have you been You been gaming?
Have I? Not really. I've just been playing Melee. Playing Wordle. This great bit. So you can play Wordle in Discord now. This is so boring. No,
Yeah. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. So in the New Zealand Smash, like VC1, like there's like a Wordle group going, and it like pings you every day to say,
That's cute.
You haven't done the Wordle day. Your streak is this. I have this great bit going where my girlfriend just tells me what the Wordle is, and I get it in one every time, and I just tell everyone I'm really smart.
So you should get it wrong every time, even though you get told what it is.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
You could make that work.
Yeah, small hat.
For the audience, Logan's doing a visual bit. We're not
Yeah.
going to say what it is.
No.
But,
I said
like-
small hat.
Oh, you said small hat.
I said small hat.
Okay. I you know what? I rate
It
it.
works. Yeah.
What have you
Do you-
Immediately put it
Do you
away.
reckon Mon could use that to detract from his leg?
Oh no, his leg's fine. I
Do
think.
you, all right. What have you been gaming, Finn?
Street Fighter 6.
Really?
Yeah, still second
Oh,
wind's coming out.
shoe.
You play Akuma, right?
Yeah,
Are you entered in second win for Street Fighter?
yeah.
What place do you think you're gonna
I'm
go?
gonna get top 8.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna get top 8.
Who do you think are your biggest blocks for that?
Probably Yami Maho. Any of the good players.
That's not very.
That's about 8
specific.
people.
Legit showing up.
Well, no, I'll beat him. It's fine.
But
I'll beat him.
on the record.
I'll beat him.
On the record.
I mean, you gotta gas yourself up, right?
yeah. True.
What are your predictions for second wind, Logan, for the games?
I'll
you play?
get top 3 Strive most likely.
I'd be inclined to agree. Who do you think is gonna?
It's between me, Xerox, and Sky Sheriff.
Putting the word out. Dragon Ball Grand Finals is gonna be between me and Cauliflower.
We have a few killers in Wellington that can beat me, so it's definitely possible that I don't get top 3. But
Pedal has beaten you in the past.
yeah, people beat me. I mean, Jaden beat me the other week. But definitely possible. And like Remy just took a set off me today, so like it's possible.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I hope I get. I'm most likely going to get top 2 and you need to probably probably win it, but we'll see.
Who do you think will stop you from
No,
winning
Rowden.
that? Who?
Rowden. We go back and forth all the time.
In
What
Uni?
other
Yeah.
games have you entered?
Oh, Grand Blue. I'll probably get like maybe top 8.
Anybody who your biggest block is for that?
We got like 2 pretty good Aussies coming over, and
who are they?
yeah, there's so many
Can't be
fucking,
that good then.
there's so many fucking names. They know who they are, and
Yep.
Torre does. If you want to ask him.
Yep.
Torre obviously beat me. I think Jordan's coming. Jordan's going on. Right?
Yeah, surely.
It'll be Jordan. It'll be Torre. Round might.
You're gonna win DNF, the real game.
I'm not playing DF
What?
because I'm hosting.
Oh, damn.
Well, I'm doing the thing where you since you pick the games, you can't play.
Do you
But now
know?
I'm
Could-
so glad someone picked Dragon Ball that wasn't me.
Yeah.
Everyone should know, by the way, it's Southern Cross Up. There's this guy, Hentai Goddess, who runs
Yeah.
That's the Random every year.
Yeah,
but
Goddess
he enters himself playing the games that he
Yeah.
picked for the random.
Which is fine.
No, that's not fine. That's cheating.
It's for fun.
Defeats the entire purpose.
He charges an entry fee.
Defeats the entire purpose.
I respect the hustle.
Literally,
Hey man, I got to
he's
find.
done it for like 3 or 4
I
years.
get to find out about games like Super Dodgeball, that one plane fighting game that was run last year.
You could find
that
out about
shit
them and he
sucks.
could not be in
Twinkle
the
Star
bracket.
Sprites. Yo, Hentai Goddess, you're actually the best for running it. Keep stealing people's money. I don't
No,
give a
it
shit.
sucks. He could no. I wouldn't have such a problem with it, but he wins. He's just taking people's money.
You have a problem with people winning things.
Yeah, you do.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name a time. I've
Oh,
had.
just
Today.
today.
Aside from me losing 50 times to Logan.
I mean, that's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
I think we need another example. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I did a thing with Persona 4 Arena where
Listen,
I am like the undisputed
if
champion of New
there
Zealand, so I just don't play in the
was-
brackets, and then I do like a first 5 at the end to be like, oh, am I still the best? Yeah. You still, like the other guy still keeps the money, and he keeps the medal. I'm just like, yeah, I want to play some games.
oh, like Thug Finals.
I mean, and if
I-
he wins, then he gets DQ for next
If
competition.
yeah,
I can
if I ran, if there was less brackets in the second wind, and I also wasn't committing to doing all the production or a large chunk of it, I would love to run randoms.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't enter it because I'm not a fucking loser.
Yeah. I was thinking of entering the least entered of the 4 games on Sunday to both boost numbers and also just as like basically me getting randomly entered into one of the brackets
Yeah.
on the day, like not knowing until I show up.
Man, playtesting those random games is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Not the random games, the
Yeah,
Sunday
the Sunday
games.
games. Yeah.
But no. Anyway, we've played a bunch of fun little games on, the Mr. FPGA as well as just
Yeah.
and other stuff. So I think it would be great to run a random as a second one. There just isn't enough time, space,
Yeah.
people to.
I mean,
do
we're
it.
running effectively that on Sunday.
kind
so.
of, but no, it's not really.
Yeah,
We
how we-
effectively could on Sunday.
We
Yeah,
could.
getting some of those set up is going to require a little bit of playtesting.
Sure. I also like the fact that I named the Persona 4 Arena bracket the like events that run Master of Tartarus. That's the name of the events. I think that's pretty cool.
I don't get it.
Master of Tartarus is a song name of Persona 3.
What's
but
Persona
also-
3?
Hit video game.
Is it?
Yeah,
I never heard of it.
by Atlas.
Oh, the Catherine guys.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know Catherine Man is in Persona 3 Portable?
I don't care to know.
Is that the PS Vita one that was eventually ported to PC?
No, it's a PSP one.
That was eventually
What's a
ported to PC?
PSP?
Oh no, wasn't the what, you mean Golden?
Golden was the one that was on Vita.
No, he was in PSP version. I forget. Anyway,
What shirt are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing one of the KFUC shirts. Got a bunch of shit
I
on
was
it.
trying to figure out what event it was, but it didn't say on it.
It's Southern Crossbow, I think.
That looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, it's NJFUC, so
It would have
it's
been.
DC. It was 2022, I believe.
Yeah. Wait, was Fususia out in 2022?
I'll tell you what.
Oh no, this is the CCS shirt. This will be like 2020. It'll be last year, I think.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
These standing fierce shirts do not last. It's already started to.
No, the older ones do. It's just
I'm
the
quite sad
newer
about it.
regular branded ones that don't as much
Yeah.
because of the screen printing.
I'm sad about it. I really like this shirt. It's
Well,
actually
you buy another one.
Yeah, I guess I will. I'll
Yeah.
probably. I don't think I'll go to Nats.
I'm disappointed.
I don't think I'll go to Nats this year because my girlfriend doesn't really want to go.
Is yours starting to like split
No, it's
as
fine.
well?
No, it's fine. I'm disappointed. This is the Riff Zone. We're talking about normal shit.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. True.
What's a weirder thing we can talk about?
You seem so disappointed.
Well, I was going on a tangent on my shirt thing. But,
You
know.
can go.
No,
keep going.
keep going.
Well,
Finish your
no, my
tangent.
girlfriend doesn't really want to go, so I probably won't go. Maybe I'll pay somebody to buy one for me when they're there, and they can bring it back for me. Because you two are both going, presumably.
I'm undecided.
You're undecided?
I'm undecided.
Why? Money or like?
Yeah, money.
Money. Yeah, that would make sense.
That's fair.
Because it's an expensive tournament. I think people like I know. Somebody's told me. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say this on the podcast, but like somebody's told me that like Standing Fierce is trying to start running things not at a loss, which is fair enough. But it does mean that because most FGC and Smash event, these tournaments like these, they're run usually at a pretty big to not so big loss. Very rarely do they ever break even or
Mhm.
make a profit.
Yeah.
Second win last year was a loss, but not as much as it was in 2023.
Mhm.
Mostly down to the fact that we did merch pre-orders instead of just buying a bunch of t-shirts and hoping they all sold.
Yeah. These greedy TOs.
Yeah. So that's why. I've been told that's why Southern Cross Up is so expensive, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
And it definitely makes sense for the demographic that they're targeting, like adults with jobs.
And the choice of venue this
And the
year,
choice of venue,
especially.
yeah. Oh, for the venue.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Can I fucking talk about how much I hated fucking Elsley Race
Oh
course?
god, that shit sucked.
Bro,
dude.
what do you mean? It was a
I had
vibe.
people tell me to my face that like this is actually one of the better Southern Cross Up venues, and I'm like, how?
Once you are in the venue, completely
Oh, it's fine, yeah, but like
Everything
just the location.
around getting
Dude,
to the venue
it's
slash
like a
Nah,
fucking
bro.
10-minute
You just get off the train.
It's a
you go
10-minute
for a
walk
10-minute
out
walk.
of the fucking building to get anything,
Well, the
and the
problem is-
nearest thing is a fucking service station.
Before that was fucking Howard.
I don't know.
Okay, it's a shithole in Auckland. Full of like old people and like nothing else. And all the restaurants close at like 4 p.m.
Yeah, I'm glad I skipped the Howick era.
I've been told.
Howard era.
So I've been told the airport venue is probably really good for people traveling, but apparently
Yep.
it sucks for people who already live in it.
Fuck them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
You choose to live in Auckland, you choose to live in a shithole, you deserve it.
That was one of the primary reasons that Smash Ultimate originally was not going to be run this
Are you
year.
gonna
And
stay
now
on?
it is.
Are you
It
gonna
is
stay
being
on
run.
site
What?
for the
Oh, I
event?
looked into that, dude. It's like $1,000.
Oh yeah, I'm not staying at that fucking hotel.
It's literally
No,
like
it's
$1,500.
only like $1,500 a night.
It's like $1,500.
That's
It's
not happening.
crazy.
What if you split it with like a bunch of people?
We did the math, no.
It's
Oh,
like
man.
so much money. I looked around. There's an Airbnb like around the corner for like $78 a night.
Yeah, the
damn.
problem is like snapped up pretty fast. I need to get on like booking those shit.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
so the reason it wasn't going to be run is because all the Auckland TOs were either busy or they lived so far away from the new venue that it was like reasonably couldn't do it because none of them own cars because they're all Smash players. But now it's being run.
It's
I
like
don't
the
know
airport,
the
you can just
specifics of
bus
what
into
was
the
resolved.
airport.
Sorry?
Bus into the airport.
Well, no, but you can't bus with like a bunch of monitors and switches.
Yeah, you can.
Don't they just have monitors at the event center? I guess
I
it's
don't know.
probably not.
Someone told me it was complicated.
Yeah. I guarantee it's because they
well,
want to
the other thing as well is, like,
Yeah,
one of the-
they just didn't actually like exercise the critical thinking
No,
skills.
it's probably because
to
they
be
want to
like,
bring CRTs.
Oh yeah.
No. Melee
Yeah.
was always going to be run.
Yeah, but oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Melee is ultimate. That was not going to be
Do
run.
the melee guys and the ultra guys just not talk? Like, they
guess
can't just do
not.
like a second trip?
I guess not.
Well, they do.
I
But
don't
it's
know
like
the
they only
specifics.
talk
I
about
also
like
don't know
text
how
messages.
it's been
this very scene! It's so simple.
I don't know how it's been resolved. I don't know how Ultimate's being run. One of the Ultimate CEOs told me it's literally like a 2.5 hour bus ride for them
What
to get
if-
from where they
Oh,
live.
okay, you know what? Fair.
Yeah. All right,
Jeez,
but what
that's
if like
terrible.
aliens showed up, right?
Yeah.
And they said we only consume cathode ray tubes, and we're in dire need of sustenance on our voyage home. Otherwise, our entire species is going to die.
Fuck him!
Do you think the melee players are going to let him eat the cathode ray tubes
No!
on their precious
Hell
TVs?
no.
No, they can fucking die, bro.
Damn.
We're not doing, I've done this already. We're not doing it again.
Finally, the Smash players are implicit in genocide. This is going to be awesome.
What do you mean, finally?
Yes.
What do you think Hitler was doing?
He was eating cathode ray tubes.
Should we talk about the hit Twitter controversy of the day?
What's
Are
that?
motion inputs the devil?
Isn't this the controversy like every other week? Alright, I'll tell you my opinion.
No, but now it is. Cause
Is this what Twitter's talking about?
Yep.
God, I love not
Why?
being on
Wait,
Twitter.
Yeah.
so what brought it back into the limelight?
It was all the tag games that got announced. That
Oh, you mean a Sajam video was released?
Sajam was talking about it.
Yeah, okay.
But it was most certainly a thing. Like he just amplifies existing beef, and so what happens is like the beef dies down, and Sajam's like, "Time to crack out a video," and then it just spikes way back
yeah,
up.
and then Diaphone comes in for the scraps.
I'll tell you.
Brian F picks the bones,
LK just
and-
looks on and he's like,
and then
"Actually,
LK does carbon dating on the corpse to be like, all right, let's actually
Alright,
figure out what's going
I'll,
on.
I'm done labbing biking for my 14 hours today."
I'll tell you my opinion on
His
motion
YouTube
inputs.
channel gets hacked again.
LK's the goat, but man, he needs like 2FA. Like, come on.
He does he just not have it?
No.
That's fucking.
He would not get fucking hacked if he did. Oh, he
That's
might. He
great.
might. There's some stuff in
He'd
there.
find a way.
I'll tell you my opinion on motion inputs as a non-fighting game player.
Oh, don't you're gonna
No,
like,
no.
Okay, yeah, go on.
I won't say it.
No,
Don't say it. That's what I'm saying.
Say it.
No, so I really like Ultra Fight Dark Yard 2.
Yeah.
And that game has one button supers, and I really like it.
Yeah.
And so I will say I'm a scrub, but it is a little frustrating for me as a newish player when I know I want to do the super, I know what I want to do, and I can't do it.
Okay. So like,
So Strive, that happens in Strive all the time.
happens
to me.
in literally every single fighting game.
Yeah. Is that so? I guess that's
Even the ones with one button supers.
Yeah.
Even the simple games like Smash Brothers have this issue.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a constant issue in every fighting game. Motion inputs, in my opinion, are a non-symptom for a non-issue.
Fair enough. Because I guess
It's a
that's
good
part of
layout.
the
That's good.
part of the skill is being able to do those under high pressure situations.
Yes. And
Yeah.
even the best players in the world fuck them up. This is part of the balance of the game at all levels.
Well, there you go. I guess. Wow, we solved the debate, guys.
There's a couple of outliers though.
What do you reckon?
You can play. What's her name? From Counter. There's a certain character who, when you put them in a certain factor with infinite EX moves, there is not a single decision Tsukunami needs to make
Yep.
to win the match.
Yeah.
And it's the best feeling in the entire world. And I love it. And if you play Dark Yanta, just pick Tsukunami, give it infinite meter, and just spin. It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
You'll have to show me this because I don't know what this is.
You can go back and look at both tournament grand finals for Jank season. You can see me do it.
All right,
And then win.
Like a big thing about like, why hitbox players, like why they have an advantage over stick players
'Cause they're cheating.
other than the obvious, which is
Yeah.
like you can go from any direction to another direction in a frame,
Yeah.
single frame, which is very strong, even in a game without motion inputs.
So-
Just being able to block immediately, just being able to move immediately, very strong.
Some of the recent discourse or constant discourse, but it's sort of flared up in Super Smash Bros. Melee is, whether I don't know if you guys know about this, but whether box controllers should be legal, like the leverless all button controllers.
I've got many opinions on those kind of things. Well,
But
definitive,
I'm curious whether the same debate arises in the FGC or if it's just considered part of it because
Well, I mean,
it does.
because-
It does.
because the inputs in that game are already digital even with the stick.
Yeah, it does. I'll just finish my point basically saying
No,
like
yeah, go on.
you can make games without motion inputs. That's completely fine. They exist. They're great.
Yeah.
But there is a reason a lot of games have them, and a lot of games will continue to use them.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, in regards to like that kind of hitbox issue, it's come up in the FGC a bunch of times. When hitbox controls first came out, they were like, should they be legal? There was a big SOCD issue.
Oh yeah.
And like right now, it's like, oh yeah, how many buttons are like should be allowed in the controller?
Oh, I remember seeing
Um,
there's a video where some guy goes around Evo like interviewing people with crazy controls, and some
Yeah.
guy does have like 40 buttons.
Yeah,
on his
Ankle Gator
controller.
was a big one in the Strive scene because he played Potemkin. He has a hitbox that has like lines of buttons up and down,
and he can just
you can just take your finger and drag it up. It does a full basically
Full
Kara
Gatling
sequence.
string.
A full Kara sequence.
and
You can do
that's-
that-
that's
It-
legal.
Yeah, because it's one button per input. You can have as many buttons as you want as long as it's one button per input.
Nah,
Right, so in
You can have
Smash-
8 kick buttons.
that's crossing the line.
Wait,
I
so
agree.
sorry. You can have multiple buttons bound to the same thing?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, so in Melee there's a rule about 1-to-1.
Yep,
So
and it should be the same in fighting
Yeah.
games, but it's not,
Okay.
and that's my issue with it. Like,
yeah, we already let him through.
if like that's my big issue. If they just change that rule, which I think they're kind of cracking down on it,
Mhm.
I'm not too sure how much they're going to. But like the hitbox guys are making controllers more than one button, more buttons, so maybe there's some conflict of interest. Who knows? I don't.
That's
think
what people say about Melee. People are like, "Oh, the people who make controllers are the ones deciding the controller rule set. That's a conflict of interest." It's like, no, because no one who makes controllers is it their full-time job. And also, to me, it makes logical sense that the people who know the most about controllers are the ones deciding the rule set. I'll
Yeah.
be real.
the issue with Melee is like they made a mistake in designing the game with not digital inputs in mind.
Yeah.
It's like such a short-sighted. Like, I understand because they made like Melee Smash and shit. They made these games with like, oh, they play on this console with this controller.
Yeah.
But if they're making a fighting game, it's short-sighted because people want to play on anything they want.
Yeah.
And requiring an analog stick is just like stupid.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't have designed the game in that way in the first place.
Yeah.
And if people on the Melee go, no, you need to be able to angle your controller at 91 degrees to get optimal. Like, no, shut up. Your game's stupid. I'm sorry. Like, it's stupid. That's the way the game works. Like, the games don't need to work like that. If you want to have, like, instead of having, like, just the 4, you can have, like, 16 or whatever, just make it, like, a digital input. You can still have, like, the stick and just make it digital input. Just do it that way. Like,
Yeah.
you can still have your, like, oh, I want my, like, south-southwest direction. And it's like, yeah, sure, have that.
Yeah,
Just make it
yeah.
digital.
Yeah, but my controller isn't one of the 1 in 10 that has the special braking on the analog stick, so I'm going to quit the tournament.
yeah.
Okay, so for the viewers at home who don't know what Finn's referencing, I'll break
Yeah.
it down quickly. Before UCF, there was a common, highly idolized malfunction in certain GameCube controllers called PODE, which I believe stands for Potentiometer Degradation Oddity. I've
Some
already fucked
shit.
it up.
Some shit.
But basically, it allows you to do it'll extends the time in which you can dash back without being put into turnaround by more than 1 frame. It's normally a 1 frame input. With those controllers, it becomes easier.
Yeah.
And infamously, Armada dropped out of a tournament because his favorite controller, the one that had this issue, wasn't working.
Yeah.
So he dropped out of a tournament, which led to this amazing headline that said like, there's someone reported on it, and it said like, pro Super Smash Brothers Melee player drops out of tournament because his controller isn't malfunctioning correctly. Which is a very funny headline.
I think
Nowadays, we have something called Universal Controller Fix, which extends this, which is run on every tournament stealthily. We don't tell Nintendo about it, but it is run on every tournament. Which extends that to 2 frames.
I think the worst part about it was, unless I'm mistaken, that fix existed at that time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it did.
No,
I'm like 80% sure it existed at the
did.
time.
Oh, okay.
And they just didn't want to use it because I hate to say it,
because
certain communities don't think ahead or even at all when it comes to running their own tournaments.
no, I think they're actually just entitled babies.
I mean that too, but
Yeah.
like don't worry about that. I didn't say it. No, like I get it. Like I get the controversy. I get like the whole reason. I'm just
Are
like
there?
my issue with Armada was he should have just brought like a spare. Like,
Have you ever seen that Mewtwo King video where he has like 800 controllers and he used to just go to tournaments with like 40?
the smartest player in the community because he's like, hey, my
Uh,
controller plays.
Yeah, the smartest player in the
Smartest
community.
player.
Is he still trapped in like?
I think he's back from
shipping
South
container?
Africa now. I
Okay,
think
cool.
he's back from South. Do you
No.
know about the South Africa thing?
I almost don't want to know.
It's pretty funny.
Can you make it short?
Yeah, Mewtwo King was in South Africa, and there's no official reason why. And in fact, he never officially said he was. We just know because like there's a few instances like he would play online with people and he'd have like 200 ping. And like in various places that you could literally work out. Oh, he's definitely in South Africa. And then he opened Twitter at one point. It said like trending in South Africa.
So is there a reason at all?
The speculation reason is that Mewtwo King is severely autistic.
Yes.
He can't function by himself. He is adopted by someone.
Come on.
It's speculated that the person who what's the word? What's the thing that Britney Spears was under?
Oh, yeah. Whatever. I know what it is.
Yeah. It's speculated that he put him in South Africa for some reason. I think the speculated reason is that he was moving all his employees there because it's cheaper.
Sick.
because I'm pretty sure the guy. It's totally wrong. This might be different.
No, maybe the vibes were just, vibes were just
maybe
kind
he
of
just
right.
wanted-
Yep.
he
That'd be right
got
enough.
banned from the Melee Online Discord because he kept fucking pinging like Melee grinders to be like play with me, and then joining and having like 200 ping because he
Sick.
was in fucking South Africa.
That's such a power move.
Yeah.
What were we doing? No,
Smash.
yeah. So are there any? So my question to you two: are there any fighting game equivalents of POD of like malfunctioning controllers that people want?
No, we tend to play on like good controllers.
Yeah.
Really? There's nothing like that?
The big thing in the back of the day was like you get like gigantic joysticks that used to have like massive snapback. So you just like release your controller and get sonic boom and shit like that. That's about it. There was like a big controversy when like pads were like first being like, because people were like, oh, well, if you do CAD tournaments, and then pads came in
Yeah.
and like we started doing like console tournaments during the Street Fighter 4 era, and like, or even in like Third Strike era actually. And actually before that even. And like there's always been a controversy like, oh, should we allow pads, should we run CAD tournaments? The consensus for a long time was like we should run cab tournaments if possible, but usually it's just not feasible.
Yeah.
The last cab tournament effectively was Third Strike at EVO last year.
Yep.
They brought in like all these fucking super guns.
There was that cab tournament in Wellington, right, where they ran to Street Fighter 2, but it wasn't actually a cab tournament because it was just emulator.
Yeah.
In a cab.
I mean, the idea of cab tournaments aren't necessarily like arcade games. They're just like, oh, you play on the setup with these controllers.
Yeah.
There's a big thing in the Tekken scene with Tekken players in team tournaments, and you get people with cab tournaments, and they just hot swap out the plates between games.
Oh.
So you get like a dedicated crew, like unscreen, rescreen these cabs for the Tekken players in Korea versus Japan versus America. Because they use different controllers and from different boards and shit like that. Really cool stuff that they got that going. It's like awesome, like community stuff.
That is awesome. Yeah.
That's like kind of it. Like after that, it's like no. Ever since like 5 era where it's like all been 4 era.
Yeah, but I mean, ever since like fighting games started getting console ports.
Yeah, it's just been all whatever.
Because now the controller comes with the
Yeah.
console. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the most recent one was like the CD stuff. As I said before, where it's like should it have cleaning? Shouldn't have cleaning. My opinion, being a game dev who working on a fighting game, is you shouldn't clean your SSD inputs at all and let the game handle it because the game should be coded correctly.
Well,
For the old
that's true,
games,
that's
the old
true.
games that weren't coded correctly, you should run SSD.
what about the new games that aren't coded correctly?
They should be run with whatever, and the devs should cry about it.
Yeah, it's a fucking Street Fighter 6 input reader. Goddamn.
Oh, that's an input reader, not SSD cleaner.
Oh, okay.
Basically, what happens is what happens to a game code when you send in left and right. How does the game handle it?
Oh, okay.
A game that is coded badly will let you block both sides.
Yeah, but
A game that's
it's
coded correctly will give you neutral.
neutral. Yeah,
And by the way, to all Street Fighter players, down and up should be neutral,
yeah.
not fucking up
not
or
up
down.
or down. Yeah.
You're so Street Fighter brain that you can't see beyond your own reasoning. Just let it be neutral. It's
What-
not better if it's neutral. It's not like more powerful. Just shut up.
It's better.
So in Melee with boxes, speaking of SODC, the new rule set does make it clean. So if you input left and then input right, you'll get neutral.
Yeah.
The older firmware, which my box runs actually, if you input left and then input right, you'll get right, and if you input left again, then you'll get neutral.
Yeah, that's neutral.
Yeah.
That's a weird fucking
yeah, it's a
rule
weird
set.
one.
It's so you can dash dance.
Yeah, but just do it properly.
Yeah, but just
No, yeah. So the new rule set is
again, this is a
left-
solved issue. Just do the thing properly.
Yeah, no,
And like
yeah.
honestly, what should be happening is no controller should be doing SSD input, and all the games should be run code correctly.
Yep.
The only reason we'd have to have it is because old games
I mean,
weren't coded
if you
correctly.
think about it, Melee does have an SSD cleaner because the inputs aren't digital.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't input
And
left
even
and right
I
at the
don't
same
blame the
time.
old devs. They were running with the assumption that you're playing on just an arcade stick where you can't do that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't blame them for coding that way. It's just a shortcut that you don't have to worry
Do you
about.
know about left plus right on NES games as well?
I believe it's game dependent.
It's game dependent, yes. But it's important to note that you literally cannot input left plus right on an official NES controller.
Yeah.
It won't work.
Yeah.
Like it will never input that. So you'll have to, use a TASBot or some other controller to actually ever input that. Most emulators will clean that.
yeah.
So when you're comparing the TASBot record of Super Mario Bros., for example, a game where being able to input left plus right does allow you to do a technique called fast accelerate,
Yep. seen
which
that
does save, a few frames here and there, mostly in 8.4. Mostly relevant in 8.4 because frame rules.
Dahoy.
But when you're comparing the TAS world record versus the human world record, you do have to use the TAS that does have no L plus R, no left plus right inputs because otherwise, because you cannot, it's illegal in the RTA rule set to use left plus right.
Yeah.
But in the TAS rule set, it's completely legal because again, TAS is generally just about what controller inputs can I send down the wire.
Yeah. That's why you got the Taz shit where they're like fucking doing what's it called? Where you like just put like arbitrary code execution? ACE, sorry. Ace. I literally said it. Yeah, Ace. That shit's really fun.
I love that shit. That's awesome.
I prefer RTAs to Taz runs.
Well, sure, but it depends on the game. Some games are boring as sin to watch RTA.
Okay, can you give an example?
No.
Okay.
but there's some games where I'm like, I don't want to watch this fucking shit because the game itself is boring, but seeing it be broken entirely.
I think for me, the biggest like thing about task runs is being able to see like if it's a game that I really enjoy watching speedrun, like Twilight Princess, I like watching RTA, but there's a really good speedrun that's commentated over by runners of the community.
Yeah.
And seeing some of the stuff that Taz can do is really
I don't think I've watched a Taz run that hasn't got commentary because you need that shit. No, it'd be boring as fuck.
Okay, that's very different to me then.
Yeah, like I don't mind seeing it, but like as opposed to like a regular speedrun, I'm like, I can just watch the speedrun. If I'm watching a Taz run, I really like to hear commentary of like, oh, why the fuck is this happening?
You can read the author comments on Taz videos normally, but no, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So I was a part of the Super Mario 64 Taz community for many years, from 2018 to 2021, 2022.
So you were behind the solar flare?
Yeah, no, that was me.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we don't have to go about it. Yeah.
Okay. No. So I made my biggest contribution. My two biggest
at the car.
Going up to the car.
Krillin style solar flare.
My biggest contribution to that scene was this video I made that got like 400,000 views, and then that was the Enter the Secret Aquarium and 0xA presses. Just explanation for that. Me and somebody else from that community worked on that video for a little bit. I did that when I was in high school. I was 14 when I made that video. I already peaked at 14. And this is my second biggest contribution is this website called Wikipedia, which is just a Mario 64 wiki for fucking nerds. And it's still running today. It still gets like fucking 10,000 views a day or whatever. It's still running.
Cool.
So no, I love Tazzing. I was never particularly good at it, but I love watching it. I love participating in those communities, although I haven't actively done it in many years.
I
can't remember where I was going with that.
I tune into SGD, Super Games quick every year, and I don't tune in. I just watch the.
I watch the ones.
Have you guys ever run anything?
God no.
Charlotte, have you ever like done a speed run?
I ran Club Penguin.
Okay, cool. What's
the best tick? What's the best tick?
Okay. So I used to run all missions, which is the best category. That's all the. Did either of you play Club Penguin?
Yeah.
I played a little bit,
there's the PSA missions. That shit was my jam as a kid. I loved that. So there's some cool tech. For example, if you change the size of your window, you can literally just click outside of the bounds of the window.
Yo, that's sick.
So people come into the boards and they go, "Why is there an out of bounds category?" And that's why there's an out of bounds category.
I'd like to see I just love looking at like category names and being like, what is going on in this category?
Stuff like nipple percent.
What is this? Or like
no, but yeah, people get very confused by the out of bounds in all missions. There's like stuff like fast scrolling where if you like click, Flash has this weird quirk where if you click on a button, move your mouse off the button and then release, the actual function that's called when you release the button won't trigger. So, and there's a weird quirk where if you hover over the arrow, the screen will scroll at 5 pixels per second. If you click it, that amount gets doubled. If you move your mouse off the arrow, release, click it again, it'll be doubled again, so you can scroll really fast, and it'll be preserved through rooms and stuff. You can do some fun stuff.
The main
I think I'm 4th or 5th still in Kirby 100-yard hop.
Oh, sick!
Intense
I've
difficulty.
Never heard of this.
All right, so here's how it works.
What is Kirby 100-yard hop?
So it's a minigame in Kirby 64: The Crystal Shards called 100-yard hop.
Did you play it on real?
Is it a bad one?
No, it's a good one.
Did you play it on real hardware?
I've done it on real hardware. I've done it on PC. I've done it on Switch with friends. I prefer Switch because it's the most convenient.
Yeah.
But you can record like what thing you run it on when you
submit
it. So here's how it works. A is 2 spaces. B is 1 space.
Yeah. I don't understand.
That's it.
So
well, so you do 100 of those.
Yeah, but there's no input. There's no input buffering.
Yeah, so you just go. Damn.
The course is RNG. There are certain no-win situations.
I remember
because in Extreme, there's a mechanic called the frog, and depending on many factors, the arcane knowledge to me. You can be winning, you can be losing, and a frog shows up. And this will be in a position where you have, say, you have 2 spaces, and then there is a jump of, you have to do a 2-block jump.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then there is either 2 blocks or 3.
Mm-hmm.
If there are 2 blocks, when you land, the frog will be in front of you, and you have to wait. Because you cannot press the 1 space to jump to that second block to do the next 2 jump over the lily pad. So you have to wait for the frog to hop onto the lily pad and then keep going. If it's 3 blocks, you just jump over the frog and go, see you later. And then you just keep fucking going.
The tick.
It's so much fun. I think my friends and I have done it up till like 3 a.m. in the morning, just like running in the same room for like hours.
That's fucking awesome. You should show me this after this.
I mean, yeah, I can get the YouTube video for sure.
No, I want to get and pull it up on the Switch. I want to see you do it.
Oh yeah, I could probably still get. I could get sub 30 easy. Sub 28 might be a bit of a stretch. Yeah, but
what's your best time?
27:04.
Oh wow!
Nice. But I
don't know what the relative
26.65 I think is world record.
What's Taz?
Yeah.
Okay.
No one gives a shit about doing a Taz for press button game.
All right. Well, here's my question for you.
Yeah.
No. First of all, to answer your question about games that are fucking boring to watch RTA, but are awesome to watch Taz, Pokemon.
Yeah, I agree.
I haven't watched either.
Pokemon Pokemon Taz runs are like they are arcane shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Like it's the ones where you can just do ace.
You just step into like the warp zone, and you're like at the Elite Four. You're like, I won.
Yeah.
No,
but RTA just seems to be mostly RNG.
yeah, pretty much. I keep up with like PlayStation Nation speedruns, so like Sly, Jack.
Jack 3 has some insane speedrunning tech.
Yep.
Have you watched the
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a YouTube channel called The Rixer who's done a 9-part documentary on the history of Jack 3 speedrunning.
One of the greatest speedrun documentaries of all time.
One of the greatest speedrunning channels of all time.
Like 9 parts? How long is each part?
About
an hour.
Fuck, I'm not watching that.
No, it's really good.
It's
got juice. It's got juice.
Each part is like a guy.
It's
a whole. He goes into so much detail. It's like so good.
Maybe when I'm really high.
Yeah.
I like when he like builds himself up. I like when the personal bias starts to creep in a little bit.
I'm like, you know what, you deserve it. Look,
he was
the guy.
I do love when I watch a speedrun documentary and the person starts referring to themselves in third person, being like,
no, he says me.
Yeah.
No, summoning Soul has done it in the past where he just talks about himself.
Yeah, but there's a great part where he's like, here's this guy, and now me. And I'm like, yo, the drop.
That's
great. That's great.
Okay, here's a question for you too.
Oh, God of War is just one more shout out. God of War is a fantastic game to watch. RTA or TAS.
Yeah. The floating shit. Like
the infinite swim.
Yeah.
Side rolls.
Yep.
Imp, side and skip.
Yep. The fucking the lightning.
Yeah. The combat encounters not existing anymore. Yeah. It's so good. Sorry.
I'm still sad we haven't seen Taz's for anything post Wii U, I feel like.
Post Wii U, yeah, it just gets harder.
Well, there was a Wii U and 3DS emulator, and there is a Switch emulator. I guess
it's just.
I guess because you start encountering issues with like
it took years for a Jack 1 Taz to come out.
Oh, okay.
Because like 3D games, like if you don't have like an insane amount of resources, like the Mario community does, it just becomes hard because there's way more variables in a 3D game than a 2D game.
Yeah.
So, like it's just harder, and like with emulation on like PS3, it's still not perfect. Like we still don't have.
Oh, it's a PS3 game. Okay, that's cool. I've never seen a PS3 Taz.
Oh no, there isn't. What I'm saying, so, like, there's no perfect emulation, so there's no way to like if there was like an Taz, it wouldn't be relevant, I guess.
Yeah,
or might not be relevant. It's tricky. Like I'm not being the Taz.
PS4 emulation's finally coming along a bit.
Yeah,
I do love it when a whole emulation scene is born out of a desire to play one video game, which is
Bloodborne.
Because otherwise, there's not a whole lot of other reasons to emulate the PS4.
Yeah,
it'll be really funny once they like finish the emulation and it gets like to a player. I think it's already about a playable.
You don't want to see. You don't want to play the Order 1886.
You mean watch the Order 1886?
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that.
Okay.
I played the Order 1886.
I don't even know what this game is.
Watched it.
Yeah, I watched it. That game fucking sucks.
I don't know what this game this is.
It's
it
like,
was the killer app of the PlayStation 4 at launch.
It was between Rise, Son of Rome, and Order 1886.
Man, launch PS4, Xbox One battles were the craziest. Because you're coming
neither of them had either very good anything.
No,
that's the point.
But it was the height of the console feuds.
Yeah.
You were coming off the end of Gen 5, which had like borderline hate crime levels, like name calling to each other.
Gen 7 is PS3.
Gen 7, sorry, Gen 7.
Yeah.
You're coming off Gen 7. People were hot
Yeah.
and looking for like the next big thing, and you get given
Knack.
Rise, Son of Rome, Knack, and
Order
Order
1886.
1886, and everyone was so in on Order 1886.
Wait, what about Zombie U for the Wii U?
Oh, well, that game's just good.
Is it actually?
Yeah, that game rocks.
I've heard it's
alright.
like not good.
It's
No,
alright.
it's fun.
They ported it to everything else under the name Zombie.
Yeah,
They just got rid of the gamepad.
yeah.
Shockingly way
That
better
was
than
one of the
other
release titles for
I
Wii U,
love
right?
I love the Wii U gamepad.
games. I think it's funny.
I hate the Wii gamepad.
No, you can play Bayonetta on it in your bedroom.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
If only there was another console that you could.
Yeah, but there wasn't at the time.
No,
No, so because there's not a lot of reason to emulate PS4 or Xbox One because a lot of everything good on there kind of eventually came to PC anyway.
yeah, pretty much. Like,
Rock Band 4,
and
maybe.
I'm glad because PC's great.
True.
But no, like, I hope the emulation of PS4 gets finished because Bloodborne on PC would be nice. Being able to play.
I think it's mostly pretty much done.
Yeah, I just want it to be like good, like
Right,
because
right.
there's always issues with even like early.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think it's mostly playable.
even PS emulation still kind of sucks sometimes.
You just play Liza P now.
Like I'm glad that sorry to Jack and Daxterify this podcast, but if you know about Open Goal, is there of Open Goal?
No, what's Open Goal?
Open Goal is a recompilation of Jack 1, 2, and 3.
Ooh.
So they decompiled those
Cool.
games.
Uh-huh.
That's not what a recomp is.
They literally decompiled those games.
Okay, but you said recomp. That's not.
They're decompiling and then recompiling
Okay, but like whatever.
using their own version of Goal,
Okay,
which is the programming language
Okay.
that was used.
but
to
like
make
there's
Jack.
there's other stuff also using the name recompilation, which isn't really a decompilation.
Okay.
Like Final Fantasy 7.
but
Basically, they're running it natively. on
it's a
Windows.
full
Yeah.
decomp.
It's running natively on Windows.
It's a full decomp. That's cool.
It's awesome.
When I was in high school, I was working on the Mario 64 decomp.
Nice.
Yeah.
I suppose it's just called decomp if used.
Yeah, it's just decomp.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I used the wrong word. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Open Goal's great. Go support them if you can. I love it when the div came out and the div of Jack came out. I was like, yo, this is sick.
Really? No way, that's hype.
They're just on board. They're like, yeah, this is sick.
I
keep it
know.
on. 'Cause it's completely legal. Completely legal.
I know Giles Godard, who was one of the only Americans to work on Mario 64, who made the Mario head at the start of the game.
Oh, cool.
Oh, really?
He did an AMA, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, this decomp's cool," and he like told us, "Oh yeah, no, so the Mario head was C++." So we're like, "Oh, thank you," because we were wondering, because we were like, "Hang on, this looks suspiciously like C++." Because the rest of the game is C.
Yeah.
But
The cool thing about the Jack decomp is one, there's a bunch of Jack mods now, so we're just making new levels.
Mhm.
Like, a bunch of new levels.
Okay, so that's like maybe Kaizo stuff
Oh,
for Jack,
yeah,
which
yeah.
would be awesome.
There's,
I'd be down for that.
there's like they've done like orb randomizers and like all the like tons of shit coming out.
Yeah, okay.
It's revitalized the scene.
Cool jetboarding stuff would be great.
And like the extra levels have like speedrun categories on. Like
Yes.
it's going down. Like
yes.
get on
it's going down. I'm yelling timber.
Yeah.
Get on.
yeah.
Get on
Get on
gold.
shit. Yeah, it's got like its own like speedrunning category, like for like the main game and shit like that. It's great. It's awesome stuff. I think they're almost finished with Jack 3. They've done all of Jack 1 and 2, and they've gone most of Jack 3.
That's cool.
And once they're done,
Oh my
it's
god,
gonna make
Jack 3 actually opens up so many asset flips they can do for like making levels.
Jack 2 has done that. They've done it in full roguelike in Jack 2.
Wait, that's
crazy.
Yeah, so they just spawn you in a level, and you have to get to the level after you beat the boss or do whatever,
Yeah.
and then you just go back to the thing, and you can like get upgrades and all
That's
this
so
shit.
that's
cool.
actually hype.
And they got like whole story mode and shit like that.
That's cool.
It's great. It's great. It's cool stuff.
What do you guys think the best speed game is? Best game of speedrun.
Speedrun game.
Oh,
I'll tell you my opinion.
yeah.
Mine is Super Mario 64, and I have a bunch of reasons for this. Aside from the fact that I love Super Mario 64.
And doing the solar flare.
And, you know,
Oh, where?
no, I'll tell you a few reasons. The first of all, and this is a really interesting one that I don't think people think about. There is a punishment for resetting. You have to sit through a 50-second cutscene. And I genuinely believe that's a good thing for the game because there needs to be a punishment for resetting. Because if you could just start again instantly, there would be no incentive to not reset and finish the run. Like, if you're 2 minutes in, you're like, fuck, do I reset and sit through the cutscene again? Or do I, like, try and keep going and push through? I genuinely feel like if you can reset immediately back to the start, you're going to just be resetting over and over again the first 2 minutes until you get it perfect. Because it's just so free.
Yeah.
There's no punishment. Second reason, there are a variety of categories for lengths of time. So there is 0/1 star for, around 5 or 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There's 16 star for around 50 to 20 minutes, and then there's 70 star for around 30 to 40 minutes, and then there's 120 star for around an hour and a half or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a variety of categories of different lengths of time is really good.
Yeah.
And the third reason is that it's a pretty non-linear game, and you can easily start incorporating newer strats into your runs as you get better. A lot of 16 star, as you get better at 16 star, you can start doing stars in different orders, or you can start doing lobby BLJ to get to the key first, to start doing basement early, stuff like that. I think Mario 64 is genuinely the perfect speed game. Celeste is also a really good one.
I really like, and this is like kind of a cheat answer. I can pick one if you want, but the Fallout Anthology speedrun is like legitimately so fun to watch.
I've seen runs by Tomato Angus.
Tomato Angus.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
G
says the G is silent.
But
great.
like, he's not the only one who runs it, but like he is like the guy who
I remember
puts out
seeing
there.
the clip of the Fallout 4 where he pulls out the fucking he pulls out this little physical demonstration of the
Yeah, that was a
basement.
GDQ.
I
But
love that.
Like genuinely, like Fallout New Vegas in particular.
The most recent GDQ he did
Hey Jackson. Hey Jackson.
You want to get on the pod, Jackson?
Yeah. We're talking about
Can
Fallout.
you plug Respawn for us real quick as the
Yeah,
sponsor?
plug Respawn.
8 Respawn burgers.
True.
Thanks, Jackson.
They're delicious.
No, so the most recent speedrun was Fallout New Vegas all sex, I think, or like
Yeah.
yeah.
But like in general, like those Fallout runs, they're really cool because there's just like in those Bethesda games, and like any game with like open world stuff, but especially Bethesda games, there's always new tech because those games are so broken that you can just keep inventing new tech constantly. So the run is never like solved ever.
Yeah.
So I like tuning in every so often and be like, oh, they're flying now.
Yeah.
How many pants are they putting on it? What's the optimal pants count?
That's true.
And like shit like that. Like that's great. I went to like the perfect speedrun game because like obviously like I don't think there's any perfect speed game, but like aside from games that are built to be speedrun. But like no, I think it's the most entertaining to watch just because
it's a bit long though.
Everything except 4 is pretty long. 4 is pretty long. The rest are pretty short.
Okay.
The rest are like 10, 20.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
So the question was like fun to watch or fun to run?
Either or,
Either
really.
or. I
For
think
me, it was watch because
Skyrim's fun to watch because it's got some pretty good glitches.
Yeah, Bethesda, yeah.
Yeah.
Running Hades is a really fun one to run.
Yeah? I've actually never seen a Hades speedrun.
You just there's a lot of control over like there's a lot of different categories. You can do stuff like 3 weapons. So there's a lot of like playing around with what your stats look like before you start the run.
Yeah.
Even though it is like quite a linear game, but you have to do some kind of on the fly stuff because of what the items you get given are.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories is a fantastic. Is a fantastic.
The most angry
speedrun
I've
on
seen people
paper,
get angry.
but like it's a chore to watch.
And it's, like, angry.
You'll have
Yeah,
to tell me about this game because I've never heard of it.
Oh, okay. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories is a PlayStation.
I know a
1
little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a card
Yu-Gi-Oh!
game.
game.
Plays nothing like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Not plays absolutely nothing like
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh! None of the rules apply.
No.
I play Pot of Greed.
Yeah, you can do that, but you'd probably be losing if you played Pot of Greed.
Yeah, it's not a good card.
It's a banned card, isn't it?
Yeah, not
but, like-
in memories. It's not good there
Memories.
either. You want Raigeki and Black Hole. Those are the only two good
Raigeki
spell
Black
cards.
Hole, maybe Dark Orb.
Oh,
if you play
and all
dragons.
the buff cards. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you play against a really messed up gauntlet of like NPCs with hyper consistency and borderline OTKs.
Oh yeah, in some cases absolutely okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then you just
What do you mean by OTK one-turn knockout?
one-turn
One-turn
kills.
kill.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And you just run it.
The funny thing about it is like
So is that a very RNG heavy game?
It's
it's
all
one of the
RNG,
most
yeah.
RNG heavy games I've ever seen to run.
So
Like,
I'll give you my opinion on RNG and speed games. I think there is a level there's a point to be had about RNG being good in the sense that part of something you could argue the skill in a speed game is being able to get up to the point where the RNG happens.
It entirely depends on the game.
And being able, it depends on the game, yeah. But you could argue the skill of the run is being able to get to the point where the RNG happens
sure.
and being able to execute it if you get the right.
Mhm.
thing.
For sure.
For
Yeah.
Forbidden Memories, RNG is the spectacle. It's
Like
the draw.
for me, when the one where I was like, oh, this is a good fix, like when they modded the game but made it more speedrunnable, was Bioshock Infinite.
Right.
Where
What was the fix there?
so what they have these like chests in the game, and you pick them up, and like some give you like an insane buff and some don't.
Yep.
And it's like, well, we want to see the game at its optimal, and everyone's just going to run to this point like 10, 20 minutes in, and then reset if they don't get it. It's just more reasonable to just mod a couple chests in the game to always give the correct response, and then the game just becomes more watchable, more playable. I think that's the case where it's like, Yeah, do it. Why not?
There's a few games that have rule sets or mods like that.
The reason sorry, to continue.
No,
The reason
yeah.
I do it is because there's no changing course when you get the wrong result. It's just a reset.
Yep.
Mm.
So there's some interesting stuff like that. Because there's often games that just start with a cutscene, and there's nothing you can do to make it faster.
Just skip the cutscene.
Just skip the cutscene.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was ever a resolution for this. I'll have to look it up. But there was a debate at one point in the Super Mario Sunshine community whether they should just skip the 3-minute or however long cutscene at the start because you can't speed it up. But technically, it is after one input. So if you don't know, if for Taz runs, timer starts on first input, timer starts at power on. Timer ends on last input.
Sure.
There's some funny examples of that. There's this great Monopoly NES Taz where time ends like 23 seconds in, but the game takes another like 10 minutes for it to end because you have to watch all the other players' turns.
The Balatro speedruns. Not Balatro, sorry.
The Bizarre.
Bizarre
Man, the
speedrun.
Bizarre would be a terrible game to watch.
Hell
Speedrun.
yeah.
That would be so awful. Look, he's got this glimpy flingus on day 3.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Reset to skip all the
So I
fucking
don't know.
animations.
I don't know.
I
Whether,
hasted, yes.
I don't know whether the Sunshine community ever decided to just skip the cutscene, but I do know the Portal 2 community does decide to skip the cutscene.
Yeah.
At the start of Portal 2, there's this little capsule ride, which while it's not free. It's not technically a cutscene. There's still inputs to do. It is so ridiculously easy to do perfectly that people just load a save file that starts after that, and you just add 3 minutes or something to the time. So you just start the timer like 3 minutes in.
Half-Life 1 has just a funny approach to
That's good. That's a good point. I don't know whether Half-Life speedruns start after the train ride. I assume they do and just do the same thing as Portal 2.
You've done first input.
So Half-Life 1.
Oh, sorry, Half-Life 1. That's what I meant.
Half-Life 1 starts, I believe, after train.
Oh, okay.
Half-Life 2 doesn't because you can skip train.
Right.
Oh, you're right. Half-Life 2.
You can
Half-Life 2
skip
does.
train, in Half-Life 2.
Or sorry, Half-Life 1 does start after the train ride. It starts after the first map, actually, I believe.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there are 2 categories.
Yeah.
The,
Is it?
the most popular is after the cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because I remember seeing Half-Life 2 done quick. And it starts.
They just skip the train, which is
They
so
just-
fucking funny.
No, yeah. Half-Life 2, you can clip out of the train at the start.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
It's all source games tend to have a category called no save load abuse, which does remove
Half-Life
stuff
2
like clicking out
speedrun
of
is so cool to watch.
Oh god, yeah.
What about
Such
WoW? What about WoW Hardcore?
I don't know anything about
speedrun?
WoW.
Nah. What? WoW hardcore? No. WoW hardcore speedrun? Double no.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about WoW. Tell me.
No, I mean, it would just...
Bad
it would-
MMO.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it
You're
was
just
the
watching
first
people
one
down
that was
tables.
playable. So everyone
Bro,
liked
it was different when Wrath was around. I would go to my
Bro.
friend's house and watch them play, and I would say, "Can we play Halo now?"
It was different when
No.
I was 13.
There are a handful of good MMOs. Everyone should be playing either Guild Wars 2 or Final
Aeon.
Fantasy 14.
You can
I
have
have had a lot
Angel
of people tell me
Wings.
to play Final Fantasy 14. You know what? I think I might have already talked about this
It's
on
fine.
the podcast, but I don't get why Final Fantasy. In fact, I definitely have talked about this on the podcast. I don't get why the MMOs, which are almost certainly spin-off games, are just considered numbered entries in the franchise.
Oh, because
Because that's how Final Fantasy.
But
works.
like Final Fantasy 10 is also an MMO, right?
no,
No,
it's
11.
Which one? 11. It's also an MMO, right?
Yeah.
But you literally can't play it because
You can.
the servers are
You
down.
can.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So it's a lot.
Okay, but what happens when the servers are down?
They won't be until
What
Square
do you
goes
mean
under.
they
Yeah.
won't be?
Until Square
It
goes
just
under.
won't be.
And when they do, there'll be a fan server.
Yeah.
Okay, but the point is though, like if you're considering that a numbered entry in the franchise, like. By the way, I've had people tell me full on tell me that one of the DLCs for Final Fantasy 14 is the best game ever made, and I like refuse to believe that a DLC for an MMO
So
is the best game ever made.
So Heavensward is really good. They're either talking about Heavensward or Endwalker, because those are the two like really popular.
I think
ones.
they were talking about Endwalker.
Yeah, Endwalker. Like the thing about it, you can't call Endwalker the best game ever because you need to play like 4 other expansions in order to get why it's so good.
You can skip base game though. You can skip every cutscene in base.
No.
14.
No,
Yeah, you can.
no,
Yeah, you can.
fucking part skipper. You'd skip part 1 and 2.
No, part 1's one of my favorites. I love Jonathan. He's so good. He's got his little backpack.
You'd skip part 3.
No, I love part 3. What are you talking about?
You're like the
can't
worst
try and
JoJo
bait
fan.
me.
You like the worst parts.
1 and 3 are good.
They're the worst parts.
You're actually so wrong.
I've never watched JoJo. I've never watched any anime. Every
Let's
time,
talk all about JoJo.
every time someone recommends me an anime, I try and watch like one episode. And then
What are
go,
you gonna
"Oh,
say?
so-"
Oh, my favorite's part 2 and 4.
No.
Was it 6?
Yeah, just talk over
No.
the woman.
Guess. Go on, guess.
Yes. 7?
I haven't seen 7. Because
Ooh.
I only watch.
Oh,
I only watch.
You're a watcher.
I'm a
Okay.
watcher.
Okay. At least you don't skip.
No.
So every time I
It's
try,
5?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually pretty beast. That's a beast.
Part 5's sick.
Part 5 is sick.
every
It's a
time-
shame that like
JoJo,
it's-
go to win.
it's a shame that like the author keeps forgetting what the main character's powers are.
Oh yeah, no, he's like, I don't want. It's too strong.
He keeps
It's
step
too strong.
overloading
It's like too
himself.
strong in the first episode. Like, nah,
Yeah.
he can't be slowing down time yet.
And turning bricks into trees, which he never does again.
yeah.
Turning bricks into snakes that one time.
They're in the Phantom Menace where they fucking do the force speed and they never do it ever again.
We talked about this in the first episode.
Oh, did we?
Too strong. We're not going back there.
No.
Hey.
Every time someone recommends me an anime, I watch like one episode and I'm like, that's pretty good. And then like episode 2 or 3, something either really gross or really perverted happens, and I just don't want to watch anymore.
That's why you should watch
fair.
Sangatsu no Lion. It's
Maybe.
a real nice show about someone being depressed.
Oh, I feel like that
And
might.
he overcomes his depression with the help of family.
Oh, okay.
And it's also about shogi. Like the entire show's about shogi.
What is shogi?
It's like Japanese chess.
Oh.
No, it's like shogi.
Good show though.
One of my favorite movies of all time is anime, though. It's an anime movie.
What is it?
It's A Silent Voice.
Oh. I was gonna like guess like the 3 popular ones.
It's not a Ghibli film.
No, I was gonna guess Akira, and then a Ghibli film, and then what's the other one that everyone fucking loves like a shit ton?
Your Name.
Yeah, Your Name.
I watched Your Name when I was,
That's
a
fine.
teenager, and I was like, it was pretty good.
Silent Voice is
But
very
then
good.
if you think about Your Name for more than like 5 seconds, you're
Don't-
like, actually, this
Don't worry
is
about it.
stupid.
Silent was really good though. I really enjoyed it.
Neither of them saw a calendar for a year.
Well, someone out there was today, and I don't mean to rip on them because I don't know the name. I might know their name, but I refuse to say it. They were like, "Yo, I watched my first anime. I forget what they called. I forget not what I was like. I really got to get into new anime, and I can't take it anymore. I got to watch more anime. I got to watch on my list. I got JJK, and I'm like, oh, bro, oh no,
I don't get why
Jujutsu Kaisen is not very good. Yo, but the Shibuya incident. Yo, the Shibuya incident.
What is
Talk
the
to us about the
incident?
Shibuya incident,
Oh god,
Logan.
time to rant about Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen show. It's still being. I think it's over now. It might be over. The manga is over. I think the anime is still going. And it's like, oh, this boy, he gets superpowers. Cool, regular shonen shit. But no, this one's dark. It's mysterious. Who is Sukuna? Who is all this shit? And I just don't give a fuck. But then they're like, hey, we have these like cool side characters. I'm like, oh, cool. There's like, it's like the Naruto squad where there's like 2 boys and a girl because it has to be like that.
No, not in JoJo's.
And then they just like don't utilize the characters, and then they're like, oh, Shibuya incident though, where everyone gets the moment to shine. It's like the big, what the fuck, what's going on? Because like all this shit's happening, and it doesn't change the fact that they still don't do anything.
That sounds like Ninjago.
Oh shit! Wait a minute.
Wait,
I watched
Hold on,
Ninjago.
hold on.
as a kid.
Hold on. Let it go.
hold on. Yeah,
Wait.
yeah. Go.
I watched Ninjago as a kid. Every character gets their full potential, and they proceed to do nothing with it.
And what if they don't give? What if they were like, okay, imagine that would happen, right?
Yeah.
And like they're like, we're gonna give that character their full potential, and they don't. And then the fans are like, best show ever. And I'm like, bro, watch like one other show. And like, I could rant about like fucking anime comedies for years, man. There are so many bad anime comedies.
I loved Ninjago as a kid. One of my favorite character was this like very autism coded character who he turns out to be a robot. Like he's secretly a robot.
He's living the
And do you
dream.
want to know? Sorry.
He's living the dream.
Yeah, no. You guys might be too old for Ninjago.
I know what Ninjago is. I know.
Who's
Lego.
your favorite ninja?
I don't know anything about Ninjago.
okay.
I know that they're like
Then
suits and one's green.
my favorite was Zane. He's the ice ninja. He's the white one. He's got like blonde hair. He's like autism coded, and he's secretly a robot.
How's he
Lego
autism
post-
coded?
No, he's like doesn't understand like social cues.
Here's the
He's
thing.
like awkward.
Does he get diagnosed?
No, he's a robot.
That's pretty good projection.
The
then.
whole reveal is that he's a... By the way, the way he finds out he's a robot is he opens his chest. He's like,
That shit.
no, and it's like you didn't try that the entire. You didn't like.
Here's the thing. I'm all for my autism representation. It's all good. I hate when it's like, and they're a robot, and it's like that's not good.
No,
autism
that's like it's
representation.
very silly.
It's like when it's like,
What if
oh,
It's a show for children.
here's this asexual representation. Oh, it's because they're an alien, and it's like, oh, that's
What if just
Cool.
being a robot's kind of cool though?
That
yeah,
is
they
cool.
can just do that.
Yeah.
No, that's why I thought he was cool. No,
They can have that representation. I think they all should deserve like accurate representation.
True. No, so I never watched more than the second season of Ninjago because I grew up, but they kept making it, I think. And then they made a movie and like Jackie Chan voices Sensei Wu. Which, by the way, a white guy voices Sensei Wu like the entire time.
Hell
He puts
yeah.
on an Asian
Hell
accent.
yeah.
That's
I love that.
beast.
Asian voice.
What about the Jackie Chan Adventures? No, we're not getting
Oh
into that.
man,
Not
Jackie
getting
Chan
that.
Adventure is so
It's
fucking
sick.
good though.
Like, did you get the toy?
No,
I got the toy for one thing and like, oh, this is expensive. We're not doing it again.
I signed up to the magazine though
Yeah,
because you could get the little talismans.
That's what we're talking about. The
Yeah.
toy talisman thing.
Oh no, I had
What
the
the fuck?
I
talismans.
got,
yeah.
I got the first set and they were like, that's expensive.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's
pretty expensive.
I'm not doing that again.
What are you talking
So
about?
Jackie Chan
Adventures,
Adventures
let's go.
is a cartoon from 97 and 99.
It was later than that.
Really? Oh no! Well, it kept going into like the 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I wasn't alive in like 99.
When were you born? 99?
98.
okay.
Okay. 10
Yeah.
years
So
apart.
Jackie Chan is living in San Francisco with his uncle. Uncle. That's the name of the character.
Yep.
Uncle.
His niece Jade moves in, and then cool shit starts happening when
And
his
they go click the talismans.
his secret best friend was actually working for the FBI all along.
Why was he a secret best friend?
No, he's secretly an FBI agent,
Oh,
but
you
he's
said
his best friend.
secret
Yeah.
best friend.
It's
And
like,
then, like in the first episode, Jackie Chan's like indignant about it. It's like, I thought we were friends. Why didn't you tell me you were part of the FBI?
it's
so,
legitimately like a good show.
so it's just like power shonen shit, but like you're collecting talismans, and they all end up in like wacky situations. Like the hair talisman gives you super speed, but it's engraved. It's like stuck in the shell of a turtle. So you had the plot is we have to deal with the fast turtle
Yep.
and try and get the thing out of it. And then they start getting the talisman, and then they get to do cool powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan's old now. I saw a poster the other day for a new Karate Kid movie where Jackie Chan just is the same character.
They need to stop making those.
They love making sequels.
No, they need to make another one with Jaden Smith.
I do.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm back in.
I'll tell you what, I do kind of have a soft spot for like sequels to 80s movies where it's like literally a sequel, like the same actors, same characters, they're just grown up.
Yeah.
I kind of have a soft spot for that.
What is
like,
it?
Like
What is it
Bill
you
and
have a
Ted.
soft spot about?
I don't know. It's just
Oh,
cute.
the
I like it. I like it
yeah,
much more than a reboot. I like it much more than that.
I'd rather have nothing.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey means you just don't need a third Bill and Ted movie.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool.
No, but Bogus Journey's like the best one though.
Yeah, but like the most recent Face the Music, that's pretty good.
And honestly, in my
Keanu
opinion,
Reeves is like funny in it.
if you're making a sequel,
He's funny in
You
all
should-
of them. That's
Yeah.
the point of the movie.
if you're making a sequel, like, yeah, we're gonna make it, but worse. I'm like, you should probably just not
You
make
should
it.
probably just not make it.
Four
But-
female
yeah, I was
Ghostbusters.
on the
The
same thing.
feminists are taking over.
See,
I'm
you
an
know,
adult version.
I think it was really brave of them to make a female Ghostbusters movie.
I do love that they did that and then just proceeded to just make sequels to Ghostbusters.
Yeah, because it didn't make any money.
They the most recent Ghostbusters, they revived the dead one with CGI,
What,
and he's a ghost.
wasn't one of the Ghostbusters guy like selling crystal?
Yeah,
Crystal
Crystal
Skull
Skull
vodka.
vodka.
Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Head vodka.
Yeah.
That guy's crazy. That guy
Yeah,
believes
yeah.
in ghosts for reals.
Let's go.
He's
got ghosts in his blood.
he's so deep in there.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Hell yeah, he is.
He's got ghosts.
Oh,
And
man.
then Bill Murray's just like, I'm doing Jim Jarmusch and Wes Anderson films. Fuck this shit.
Bustin' makes.
Man.
They should have got. Ray
Neil
Parker Jr.
Cicerego?
They should have got Ray. No, I was gonna say Ray Parker Jr. to do another Ghostbuster. They might have actually done
They
that.
should have just got Neil Cicerego.
They should have
to
got
do
Neil
the
Cicerego.
remakes,
They should have just
yeah.
had Bustin'.
Yeah.
This is like the
No,
most
that's-
I'm
it's
just
good.
saying this is the most unlistenable podcast. But
Should we
I'm
just-
enjoying it.
Should we
Yeah.
end it here? Because it's been now.
Has it been now?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, but we
Time
could
flies.
like talk about Final
We
Fantasy.
can do it a little
some
bit more.
We doing a little bit more.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do a little bit
We'll
more.
keep it running. We'll keep it running.
Well, where were
No
we?
one
We're on
will
Jackie
ever.
Chan
No
Adventures.
one will ever complain that there's not enough of the riff.
No,
zone.
because the thing is, if they listen to this, they're too far in.
Damn, and they're not gonna stop
yeah,
now.
Congrats,
Yeah.
you were so deep,
Congrats,
idiots.
man. You're
Yeah,
in
no,
here.
yeah. Secret code here for the deep listeners.
Yeah. Fuck. What are you talking about?
Do you reckon if we started putting like eShop codes like this deep into the podcast, see how long until one gets?
No, you get the AI to scan it through. They'll be like, oh, eShop code. AI, what is the eShop code in this thing that gives you a wrong eShop code? Be like, sick.
Damn. You can't do anything anymore.
No.
But
Man,
you
I
can
fucking hate anime.
But you can
man.
still do speed runs, and that's pretty beast.
Yeah, top 5 worst anime communities.
I don't know anything about anime.
One Piece.
One
Nah,
Piece,
One
yeah,
Piece
I
fine.
was gonna say One
One
Piece.
Piece.
I don't know.
Community.
I don't know anything
Dude, you
about.
gotta watch One Piece.
I'm reading it.
No, that's. I don't want to. I don't want to watch or read One Piece. No, you gotta. It's so good.
I mean,
No.
that's just general fucking fan. Like, that's like a unique, that's like a non-unique fandom.
But there's
thing.
so many of them.
Yeah, but that's just, I guess.
My,
I guess, like, economy of scale.
One of
sure.
my good friends, she recently caught up to One Piece after like a year or something of watching it. She's like, oh, now I have to go from 20 episodes a week to 1.
The problem is, like, they watched it. Like, that One Piece anime is, like, terrible.
Is it?
The manga's fine. I in fact, I enjoy it sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well, the thing is, it took me until Sky appeared to like it. Like,
Again, this is the caveat that like always like nah, I'm switching
I
off.
hate it. I hate it when people recommend.
I didn't even blame people.
Bro,
for
you
it.
just
Not
need to
even-
get up to
not
X
even in
arc and then you
anime,
start
but-
enjoying
Yeah,
it.
no, I hate
just
it.
like
But
a TV show. People are
wasn't-
like, no, it gets good around like season 4. It's like,
Bro,
I'm
I
watching
wasn't hating
4
it.
seasons of
I
shit.
wasn't hating. I was just like, oh, this is alright. Oh,
Bro,
this is
bro,
alright. And then I got
once-
Skype. I'm like, okay, you know what? That should be good.
Bro, once House gets his stand, the show really takes off.
No way, House is good.
No, but
I've been watching House with my flatmate. It's pretty good.
I
When does he
think,
get to the house?
Do you know, like, most TV shows would call him Dr. Hospital, but he actually loves the hospital so much that it's like a home to him, so he's Dr. House.
I think while it was airing, Attack on Titan had one of the most terrible fan bases of all time.
Yeah, oh man.
You know, your mom has one of the most terrible.
My problem with it was like there's like 3 phases to the Attack on Titan fan base. It's pre-basement, post-basement, and post.
What the
end
fuck
of the
is
show.
the basement?
Pre-basement was such a ride, though.
It was the worst the fan base has ever been.
So funny.
Because the basement doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What is the
It's like-
basement?
okay, so the
There's a
basement.
plot device in the basement,
Yeah,
but it's
and-
actually a nothing. It's
Oh.
It's not a nothing. It's just like sure. It's like it continue.
Yeah,
They continue the
yeah.
plot. Sure, whatever. The issue with that is like, oh, this changes everything. It's like, yeah, I mean, it changes the plot slightly. It's like, yeah, sure. My issue with it was like my enjoyment of Attack on Titan was like, I want to know what's over the wall because that's like a big thing they set up. Like, what's over the wall?
and it was Nazis.
And then they tell you, and I'm like, no, I want to see it.
Yeah, no, they tell you.
I didn't want to like have like a full episode of narration about the lore.
Have a
I want
flashback.
I want them to go, and then they go, and then they stop, and I'm like, bro, and watch next season. And I'm like,
Wait, so they never show you?
no, they
or-
do eventually. It's
They
just like,
do
it's like,
eventually.
they get to the they go over the wall, and they go like, we're gonna go over there next season. I'm like, fuck off.
And then they don't.
And they don't. Ah! It takes them even longer.
And then they drip feed it to you over like
and
the
I'm
course of
that-
like the
that's
next
fine.
story arc.
And that's fine with
It's-
like a story. Like I enjoyed Attack on Titan. As all season I enjoyed it. It's a good show. My issue with it was the fan base liked it for the wrong reasons. Like they just I don't know. Like Attack on Titan fans are another breed. Like they're like, man, I can't believe it did the show did this. I'm like, I can totally believe it.
Man,
like
Nanking
I
was
think-
pretty cool actually. It says Attack on Titan fans.
Yeah. What? Who? Nanking.
Yeah, Nanking was kind of.
Oh yeah,
based.
there's also like the actual evil Attack on Titan fans. We don't worry about those.
What are they? What is the evil attack?
Oh, because like Attack on Titan deals with like war and like fascism and shit. Like
It's very poorly as well. Very heavy-handedly.
Can you elaborate on the very poorly part?
The main character like has a lot of like personality traits and actions in tune with Adolf Hitler,
yeah, and it's like
and not for like,
And
and
that's-
it's not played up as like they're righteous in any way.
Yeah.
But it's so surface that people are like,
Yeah.
this is actually pretty crazy. Why would
like
man? He's right.
and they could have done a really cool thing where they're like, okay, so now it's time for like the evil character to like do the evil thing,
And they run it back.
and then they like straight up last second run it
Yeah,
back.
they run it
And then-
back.
and
What
then
do you
they-
mean by run it back?
Like when Vegeta joins the team.
I don't know. Don't
Okay, so
Imagine
Vegeta,
that-
Vegeta, he's a
I
bad
know,
guy.
yeah.
He joins the team. They do that.
Imagine, but they do it at the very end,
At the
and,
very
then, and then
end.
they're like, yeah, sure.
is this like Rise of Skywalker? It's me. I'm the spy.
No. Like here's the issue. with it,
No,
right?
no.
I love that scene though. It's so
It's
funny.
so-
It's like
yeah, it's
that
dumb.
guy 2 movies earlier was doing a fascist.
So what happened was they're like, okay, so the manga comes out and everyone's like, oh, the ending sucks. I'm like, okay, like whatever, I'll wait to watch it. And then they did the anime, and the anime got retranslated
Yeah.
from the base material. Like the source
Yeah.
material got retranslated, not like retranslated, redone entirely in Japanese as well.
Yeah.
And it's still shit. And people are like, oh, they fixed it. And I'm like, no, they didn't. You have to rewrite the plot to
Yeah,
fix it.
he's still-
The problem
he's-
is that now I hate every character.
Yeah.
I don't just hate the character I'm supposed to hate, because you're clearly supposed to hate Eren.
Yeah.
But like now you hate every character. I'm like, oh, cool. I got no
So
enjoyment
is
and
it-
satisfaction.
I
so
love-
is it just?
and then people go like, you're not supposed to get satisfaction. Why the fuck am I reading a story then? Stories are supposed to be satisfying. They're not supposed to be happy or kind or like good, happy, fine ending. But I'm supposed to be satisfied by the ending. That's like a decent thing that most
No,
things
it's
should do.
actually subverting your expectations that
By
the
being
story
shit.
was
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
Is,
I think it was kind of cool when they cut to stealth bombers. Like,
They totally.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you explain?
the last like few pages of the manga is another time skip where their society like rapidly progresses, and then they get carpet bombed into oblivion, and then everyone dies.
I honestly don't mind that because it's like it's showing like cycle of war never ends. But the content thing
It's
of like
so
that-
heavy-handed.
It's
though.
I thought they were
heavy-handed and
Titans.
unsatisfying.
I thought they were Titans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're shonen powers.
And they are
What do you mean by that, sorry?
They are analogous to nukes.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, so people make the Titans and use them?
Yeah.
Oh. What?
We're just fully spoiling Attack on Titan now, by the way.
Well,
so sorry about that.
I'm never gonna watch it.
Oh yeah,
No,
no,
but like for the listeners,
like-
yeah, all one of them.
like it's a really cool plot that just like
Keeps
it just stops.
keeps
It just
tripping
stops
over
and-
itself.
and
yeah.
yeah, I'm like, oh okay. Like again, at the end, I enjoyed it. It was a fine show.
So
I
it's
enjoyed
just
it
the
quite a
whole
bit.
final season just shit? Or?
No, that's the issue. It's like it's hard to say it was all shit because like it's
No,
got
it's
some good stuff. in it.
got Kenny in it. Kenny's pretty cool.
Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny's cool.
No.
Warhammer